Hello everyone, I am BowserJrXD. Welcome to the Buckle Up South Carolina 200 at Darlington Raceway. Race 4 of 25 for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series in 26, excuse me. Our first, in between, as I like to call them, so not a mile and a half, not a short track. So right in between. And it's at one of the toughest tracks on the schedule, Darlington, the 1.366 mile egg-shaped oval. Taking turns 1 and 2 differently from turns 3 and 4, and high tire deg, and requiring drivers to drive on the edge, near the edge of the wall. Good stuff. It's a triple truck challenge race, which means that whichever Truck Series regular wins gets $50,000. Lots of money in the air. Well, you know, I mean, that's what I make in a year. Less than what I make in a year. So I think I'm looking forward to some good racing today. 147 laps of carnage. We also had some news this week when Daniel Dye was suspended for disparaging comments made toward IndyCar driver David Malukas, seemingly unprompted. AJ Allmendinger is in the 10 truck tonight instead of him, which might be what's causing the problems on the leaderboard.
Happy to have you here. Happy to have you in the truck race tonight. Usually pretty fun to watch. Saw you talking to the pole sitter tonight. Telling him what lane to choose. What advice did you, Caden?
I recommend the bottom. Normally around the bottom and want to cut distance. So hopefully he chooses the bottom and helps himself. You know what I mean?
Would you see? I was talking to him before you came over, right? And he told me he was just going to dust you off the launch. What do you think about that?
I believe it. His stuff's pretty good. I'm hoping I can stick with him though, and you know he can maybe hit that bump, you know, and maybe get a little nervous and bottom out and maybe make a mistake. So hopefully we'll just make him nervous the whole time and be next to him.
Well, me and everybody at the production crew appreciate you making this a clean interview. Production crew.
No, after that.
For the deduction crew.
There we go.
Left this a clean interview because your last one wasn't. So this is actually taped. This isn't live.
Oh, really?
So
there we go.
Good job. Good luck tonight.
Wait, no, this wasn't a rehearsal.
This is it.
Oh, this is it. Okay.
This is it. This is all we got.
I messed this up completely.
No, it's fine. Just don't miss this up. Back to the booth.
Well, we had to tape Hocevar's interview because he cussed on the qualifying broadcast earlier, so we didn't know exactly where he was. But Carson, I feel like that interview with Austin was a little bit different than it would have been a year ago, because he's raced with everybody so long. I mean, what do you think we expect out of Carson tonight?
I don't think he's giving any pointers to the car that's starting on the pole when he's right next to him. I don't know if I trust everything that's being said right there as far as giving pointers and advice on how to beat me. I don't know if I would totally give that.
Well, I definitely agree with you on that. I think that there was a little bit of gamesmanship happening right there. But Hocevar, he's going to be in the mix tonight. We're going to have a lot to talk about with Carson as we go through the night. But let's go downstairs to get this race started and the commands.
Darlington Raceway, please welcome Robert Woods, the Director of South Carolina's Department of Public Safety. He is here tonight to give the command to fire engines.
Drivers, start your engines.
Command given, 36 trucks ready to hit the track. No DNQs. Here's today's starting lineup. If I can, here we go. Starting 36, driving the number 33, Lucid Trading Ford for Team Rayum. 40 years old from Scottsdale, Arizona, Frankie Muniz. Starting 35th, driving the number 93, Costner Motorsports Chevrolet for Costner Motorsports. 33 years old from Dallas, North Carolina, Caleb Costner. Starting 34th, driving the number 90, Carroll's Automotive Toyota for Terry Carroll Motorsports. 30 years old from Williamsburg, Virginia, Justin Carroll. Starting 33rd, driving the number 2, Royals Vista Ford for Team Rayum. 28 years old from Marble Falls, Texas, Clayton Green. Starting 32nd, driving the number 76, Tohatsu Chevrolet for Freedom Racing Enterprises. 19 years old from Bloomington, Indiana, Nathan Nicholson. Starting 31st, driving the number 22, Levrack Ford for Team Rayum. 35 years old from Redlands, California, Josh Rayum. Starting 30th, driving the number 14, Ram for Colleague Racing. 21 years old from Manassas, Virginia, Minnie Tyrell. Starting 29th, driving the number 12, Cummins Diesel Special for College Racing. 28 years old from Chesapeake, Virginia, Brendan Butterbean Queen. Starting 28th, driving the number 81, First National Bank Corporation Chevrolet for McAnally Hilgeman Racing. 31 years old from Wexford, Pennsylvania, Chris Wright. Starting 27th, driving the number 1, Starkey Toyota for Tricon Garage. 19 years old from Eden Prairie, Minnesota, William Sowalich. Starting 26th, driving the number 56, Unit Storage Toyota for Hill Motorsports. 33 years old from Port Tobacco, Maryland, Timmy Hill. Starting 25th, driving the number 16, Declaration of Deals Ram for College Racing. 26 years old from Winnemac, Indiana, Justin Haley. Starting 24th, driving the number 26, Rackley Roofing Chevrolet for Rackley War. 20 years old from Lebanon, Tennessee, Dawson Sutton. Starting 23rd, driving the number 98, Quanta Services Curb Records Ford for Thor Sport Racing. 21 years old from Monroe, Georgia, Jake Garcia. Starting 22nd, driving the number 10, Team Mopar Ram for College Racing. 44 years old from Los Gatos, California, A.J. Allmendinger. Okay. Starting 21st, driving the number 44, Telcel Chevrolet for Nice Motorsports. 20 years old from Mexico City, Mexico, Andres Perez. Starting 20th, driving the number 25, Nothing Stops Ram for College Racing. 34 years old from Concord, North Carolina, Corey LaJoy. Starting 19th, driving the number 42, DQS Solutions and Staffing Chevrolet for Nice Motorsports. 20 years old from Fredericksburg, Virginia, Connor Jones. Starting 18th, driving the number 18, Liuna Chevrolet for McAnally Hilgeman Racing. 25 years old from San Bernardino, California, Tyler Ankrum. Starting 17th, driving the number 13, Atlantic Tilt Load Ford for Thor Sport Racing. 29 years old from Porters Lake, Nova Scotia, Canada, Cole Butcher. He's the highest rating rookie ahead of 29th place, Brennan Queen, and 30th place, Minnie Tyrell. Starting 16th, driving the number 91, Napa Night Vision Chevrolet for McAnally Hilgeman Racing. 25 years old from Middletown, New York, Christian Eckes, the 2023 Darlington winner. Starting at 22nd, what the hell am I saying? Starting 15th, driving the number 99, Farm Paint Ford for Thor Sport Racing. 29 years old from Louisville, Kentucky, Ben Rhodes, the 2020 Darlington winner. Starting 14th, driving the number 19, Napa Night Vision Chevrolet for McAnally Hilgeman Racing. 35 years old from Kannapolis, North Carolina, Daniel Hemrick. Starting 13th, driving the number 52, Hallmar International Toyota for Hallmar Friesen Racing. 42 years old from Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario, Canada, Stuart Friesen. Starting 12th, driving the number 38, Quick Tie Products Inc. Ford for Front Row Motorsports. 23 years old from Walking Rock, Georgia, Chandler Smith. Starting 11th, driving the number 9, Grant County Molt Chevrolet for CR7 Motorsports. 41 years old from Fairhope, Alabama, Grant Enfinger. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your top 10. Starting 10th, driving the number 7, buckle up, Friends of Jacqueline Foundation Chevrolet for Spire Motorsports. 27 years old from Charlotte, North Carolina, Connor Mosak. Starting 9th, driving the number 45, buckle up, South Carolina Chevrolet for Nice Motorsports. Title sponsor. 33 years old from Alva, Florida, Ross Chastain. Starting 8th, and the 2024 Darlington winner. Starting 8th, driving the number 34, Bare Knuckle Boxing Ford for Front Row Motorsports. 23 years old from Bahama, North Carolina, Lane Riggs. Starting 7th, driving the number 88, Menards Chi-Chi's Ford for Thor Sport Racing. 31 years old from Seymour, Wisconsin, Ty Majeski. Starting 6th, driving the number 62, Pristine Auction Toyota for Hallmar Friesen Racing. 31 years old from Norman, Oklahoma, Christopher Bell. Starting 5th, driving the number 5, Frontline Enterprises Toyota for Tricon Garage. 23 years old from Marietta, Georgia, Corey Heim. Starting in the 2025 Darlington winner. Starting 4th, driving the number 17, First Auto Group Toyota for Tricon Garage. 19 years old from Seacock, Massachusetts, Giorgero. Starting third, driving the number 15 Black Tire Toyota for Tricon Garage, 26 years old from Artesia, New Mexico, Tanner Gray. Starting out in the outside pole, driving the number 77 Delaware Life Chevrolet for Spire Motorsports, 23 years old from Portage, Michigan, Carson Osabar. And on the pole, driving the number 11 Safe Light Toyota for Tricon Garage, with a pole time of 28.848 seconds and an average speed of 170.466 miles per hour. 22 years old from Willow Park, Texas, it's Caden Honeycutt. That is your starting lineup for today's Buckle Up South Carolina 200.
Further on back in the field, William Swallich, bright young driver. I think he's going to have a great night. And Frankie Muniz in the 1998 Dave Blaney Busch Series throwback scheme. Beautiful
That's
truck
pretty
out
cool.
there tonight. Yes, I'll be excited to watch that thing all night.
And they did a good
That'd
job
be
with
an
that
Amoco
truck.
Ultimate
Oh,
car.
that's gorgeous.
Well, we've got two guys on pit road. We've got Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Austin Cindric. Hopefully they're somewhere down there working. I don't know. I hadn't heard from them yet. Ricky, are you there?
I am here. You got me up in the booth.
We got you.
Oh, good deal. I'll tell you who I'm looking forward to watching tonight. I know it's going out on a limb, but pole sitter Caden Honeycutt, fastest in 5-lap, 10-lap, 15-lap average. He's on the pole. He's looking for his first win. He's got his crew chief, Scott Zipadelli, back on the box. So I know this track is really, really difficult to win your first race at, but he's one that I'm keeping my eye on. Austin, who do you got up there?
It'd be a great race to win your first race, but I'm thinking about Lane Riggs, the guy who won the last race of the Truck Series campaign, and I talked to him today. Unloaded terrible, and really happy by the end of practice. He's a guy that's super aggressive. I think he's going to be on the high line tonight, so super excited what we're going to see, and really excited to watch. You know, my two favorite guys in the booth tonight, Ron Burgundy and Walter White. Up to you guys.
You gotta love that. I didn't know if there was a short joke coming at the end of that, but there was no short joke.
Yeah,
It went straight to the booth.
I'd be more worried about the people on pit road with Slender Man walking around down there.
Yeah.
No one got that joke.
Well, anyways, guys, let's look at the race analysis here. 147 laps, 200.8 miles. Got a couple stages, both of them being 45 laps. The final stage, 57 laps. That fuel window is 57 laps. I don't think that'll come into to be a problem in that final stage if it does go green, but I do think tires will be the biggest issue we see here tonight. Only 4 sets laying in the pit boxes, so that can be a big challenge for the crew chiefs.
A little track description here. Darlington Raceway, 1.37 miles, 25 degrees of banking in turns 1 and 2. A little bit less in turns 3 and 4 at 23 degrees, and the front stretch and back stretch are both equal, 1,229 feet.
Well, maybe they used their Craftsman tape measure to come up with that exact measurement on both straightaways. But the weather is absolutely perfect tonight. These guys all practice during the day, but it's 66 degrees right now, light wind, partially cloudy, and the track temp is 79 degrees. So I always felt like I could do that job. Weatherman only had to be partially right.
We go back
but
to
anyway,
green, before you hit green.
We've got two onboards tonight. On board with the Ram truck on board right here with Justin Haley.
And our second onboard tonight would be with Lane Riggs, Austin Cindric's pick for tonight, with the Ford Racing onboard cam coming off the big win at St. Pete. Let's see if he can go back-to-back.
We've got the blimp in the air tonight. Our aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear. Tried, tested, proven legendary. It's a pretty awesome place at night when the lights are on here. I always thought it was more fun to race in the day, but there's nothing cooler than Darlington at night.
Really having a fit
as you go
because
through
one driver's missing.
Let's listen to some 11 truck radio.
Big picture, that's the last lap, not the first stage. Appreciate you, Scott. Thank you, Scott, for having the need to be here. I know you have a really hard time with the leg and all that, so thank you for being top of the box. It's good having you here. We'll see if we can get our first one with you together.
That's a great looking truck. I got to know Johnny Benson pretty well at Bill Davis with my dad racing, and that thing looks really good up front.
Well, that was great advice from his crew chief, Scott Zipadelli, right there, because there's nothing that you need to do more than take care of your
All right,
truck
147 laps around the 1.366 mile
Caden Honeycutt
egg-shaped oval.
brings him to the green flag.
1177 bringing us down. Here we go. We're green at Darlington. Bad start for the 77 Carson Hocevar.
Pushed through 2, maybe 3 trucks.
Hocevar slips back to 4th.
So hard to run too wide right there. You see how dirty the track is. Not a lot of people have run out of that one groove that you burned in through practice.
That's right. Bottom of 3 wide for Carson, trying to get some track position back that he lost on the jump. Looks like he's going to regain 2nd place. A really good move by Carson.
Yeah, he must have got a big run off of turn 2 from the top side and just carried a huge run, and he goes right back to the back of Honeycutt into turn 1.
3 wide, a little farther back.
3 wide. Ross Chastain into turn 1. You don't really see that very often. These guys really confident. These Cup guys, you know, you can really tell that they're really experienced with this.
Super loose. Oh my God, almost wrecked.
I think he was still out there. I think I might have caught him by surprise. But the 88 truck was still out there.
Trying to run middle between Riggs and Chastain.
It looked like it just barely caught the tail end of the bumper right there. But as you come off of turn 2 over here, you'll see these guys
again.
You'll see these guys bounce off of turn 2, and I think that sometimes you bounce up the
road. Oh, we got a car in the truck in the wall. It's Ben Rhodes. No enthusiasm at all.
And it looks like that left front tire is down right there on the Ben Rhodes truck.
Well, that didn't take long.
Came from contact. But the bigger damage is, look at that right rear. Oh, the right front too.
Can you roll it back to us, Ben? You okay? We done. Motors moved. Motor mounts are completely moved.
Well, let's see what happened right here with Ben Rhodes. It appears that that left front tire got cut down.
Oh, yep, flat tire.
And then...
All right, I'll be back real quick. All right.
Ben Rhodes going to the garage right here. Obviously, he wasn't happy. He felt like you'll see him. That's how we talk right there with our hands, and you can see that somebody obviously pinched him up into the fence or cut that left front tire down. One or the other. It's hard to tell, but without seeing the video. But I think you see his new crew chief right there, Cale Gale. He actually drove our KHI cars back in the day.
I used to race against Cale Gale in late models, and I was in the race. Remember, he won that truck race in Homestead?
That's right.
In, I think, 2013, possibly. And Cale was a heck of a wheelman.
Yeah, so his first week with Ben Rhodes as the crew chief on that 99 truck, but driver of the 99 not happy.
That's a real heartbreaker. You know, you come down here, you practice, you qualify, you get ready for the race. You want to go at least see what your truck has. The real bummer part about it is you don't even know how to make it better next time because you don't know what you had in the race. So it just sets you back for more than one race when you come back here next time.
Well, another guy that's been racing pretty hard is Ross Chastain. And it's not that we don't expect Ross Chastain to race hard, but it's still pretty early. You see him up the racetrack right there and kind of squeezes his way almost up the racetrack in front of Ty Majeski into a pretty tight hole right there. But then does it again right over here off of turn 4, and Ty said, well, I'm going to make you think about this all the way into turn 1. Stays right on his bumper, pushes him into turn 1. So some pretty close calls right there for Ross.
You think Ross was just puckered up all the way down the front straightaway saying, I hope he lets go. You see a tight squeeze here, though. He's trying to get in there. And, I mean, it is lap, 1.5 at that moment.
Let's hear some radio from the 45.
Take a look, Brandon. But I had close calls with the right front and right rear. I did get pushed pretty good by the 88. You want to look at both corners?
Well, everything looks good from here, Ross. If you need anything, let us know. But no damage. Got away with just a little scratch right there on the back bumper, or is that a tow hook? I can't tell.
A little scratch, but
a little scratch.
I think it looks pretty good.
No tow hook.
If it looks like
there.
that at the end of the night, then it's a pretty good. Oh yeah, look at that. The right rear is flared out just a little bit. Oh, that might have actually helped him.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing to see if you're driving that truck. You want a little rear side force there. It'll definitely be needed here as the tires wear out. Something I see there too, you see two of the Cup guys, two of the aggressive Cup guys too, Ross Chastain, Carson Hocevar, on lap 1, they are racing to get that track position. I think that's, yes, it's aggressive. Some would say, yes, lap 1, what are you doing? Well, the flip side to that is if you can get some track position, you can manage your truck for the long run. If you get stuck back there in 8th, 10th, 5th, somewhere further back, you got to use tires to pass those trucks throughout the run. So if you can get a couple early, being aggressive, then you're going to get a reward. It is early, though, so that would be the other side of the argument. But everybody races different, and that's why it's fun to watch.
Yeah, and I think that those guys know that if they let Honeycutt just get out there and lead this thing, he's going to probably drive off on the long run because his truck was really good in practice. Now, they did practice during the day, and we are racing at night. So we could see they've obviously all made some adjustments on their trucks, but we do have different conditions.
So now I'm interested to watch this restart here. If you look at the front row, when we get back to that shot, you're going to see kind of the same front row we had to start the race with Honeycutt on the inside, Hocevar on the outside. Hocevar, he spun his tires on the initial start. It's going to be even easier to spin your tires, right? Harder to hook them up on this start. Maybe he'll find a little bit of an adjustment to try to ease to the throttle a little bit better, possibly now that he knows it's coming his way. I'll be interested to see if that top lane hangs a little better this time or not.
Well, Caden Honeycutt still has control of this race as he leads them into the restart zone for restart number 2.
All right, here we go for the restart.
See
after
Hocevar
7 laps
right
of
up to
caution.
that box. That was
green,
really
green,
close on the outside, but he knew that if he didn't get going, he wanted to try to not spin the tires by using that momentum.
Corey Heim
kind of the inside of Caden Honeycutt on the restart.
We'll see if Hocevar tries to bottom a 3
tied
right
for
here
5th on the wins
like
list.
he did the first lap.
Looking to get to the lead quickly.
Oh,
here comes
Heim
Hocevar
was
trying to
right
dive to the inside, thinks better of it. Heim diving to the inside of Honeycutt. His replacement takes the lead.
Heim's going to clear him. Yeah. What a move by Corey Heim into turn 1, right? He pushed Honeycutt into turn 1 with the momentum, and then just turned underneath him as soon as he could after his first little kink in turn 1. What a good, pro move right there.
Well, Corey Heim, I mean, he's done everything that you can possibly do in the Truck Series, and I feel like one thing he does is put his truck in a lot of good spots to take advantage of it. As you see this group right here, still going at it. Lane Riggs down there in the 34 on the bottom. Ross Chastain up high.
Following him.
That's the lane Ryan Blaney was talking about on the very,
Christopher
very
Bell
bottom
up to
below
third. He
those
got past
hash marks
Hocevar,
in
trying to cut to the inside of Honeycutt.
There's a little bit of grip down there, especially at night.
Not
Got a
successful
great
yet.
race between the top 4 here.
Oh. We heard Christopher Bell talk about how loose his truck was. You see his and Hocevar's truck right there get a little bit sideways as they went through the exit of the turn 1 right there. But I do believe that Honeycutt has the best truck, and I think as you look around him, there's 3 Toyotas right there. They were all pretty good in practice, and I'm sure that there, as Christopher Bell is going to go by Caden Honeycutt.
Yeah, Bell made a good move, getting up to the top side, getting the momentum, being able to cross over Honeycutt. And Hocevar is going to try to follow through on the bottom here.
Yeah, you see Hocevar run lower through the middle of 1 and 2. You kind of see that shortcut, especially when tires get wore out. But it's just it's all about putting the top guy in a bad
out
spot.
to the inside of Honeycutt for third. And Tanner Gray,
get to their left rear quarter panel. You kind of force him to lift, and now he's going to clear Honeycutt here for third. So Honeycutt's struggling a little bit getting going, but be curious to see his speed. As we saw, he was fast 10, 15, 20 laps into a run in practice.
And I feel like like I said, I feel like the inexperience of Honeycutt right here is something that crew chief's got to get on the radio and say, hey man, just take a deep breath. These guys are all really good at this racetrack, have a lot more experience than you. You've got a really fast truck. Don't tear it up.
Yeah, he's got 3 absolute dogs in front of him that know how to drive really, really fast and really, really well. And there goes Christopher Bell on the bottom. Made one move on the top. He said, all right, I'll try the bottom and go that way. It's not over yet, though.
Now you see Heim shoot to the bottom, and Bell's going to be able to
get loose.
Yeah, it's so easy to get loose right there. And one is you're underneath somebody trying to go back up that hill.
Bell makes the pass on Corey Heim.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a spin. So Walich
around right there in the 1 truck.
Straight back out, still green right
Caution.
now. Yellow. Gonna turn around, leader.
Well, now you have a situation. The caution came out with 14 laps or so on your tires. Yeah, we had a caution there. Maybe there's maybe 8 laps, 9 green flag lap on your tires. That's not going to help his tires. He's definitely he's pitting anyways. Do you want to waste? You kind of have 1 burner set, if you will. You have 1 extra set. I don't think I want to use it quite yet, but maybe if you're in the back and you're looking to get track position, it'd be a gutsy call. But if you got nothing to lose, maybe you take a look at it.
Let's see if we can find a replay right here of what happened.
Looks like he's probably going to get aero loose. Yeah, just gets in there, gets free underneath the 42. It's kind of in a weird aero spot, right? 2 guys in front of him. He probably entered and the front didn't turn, and then he got in a really bad spot, and then the side force was taken away and ended up spinning around. A good job of saving it, though. No damage, tires, and try to re-wreck and go again.
Inside the 16 truck of Justin Haley right here. Yeah, and I think when they split like that, it put him in a real spot, and then he realized that he was going to slide up into the outside truck right there. William was running 22nd right there when he had that spin. Austin, what do you have down there?
Yeah, guys, standing here with Ben Rhodes. Obviously, this is never the fun part. Ben, we don't have too many great angles of what happened there, but obviously early in the race, a lot of damage. What you got?
Yeah, the 18 Tyler Ingram tried to clear himself in front of me coming off of turn 4, or just simply, used up too much room to track. His right rear hit our left front, broke the fender loose, and then going down the straightaway, I was fine. But as soon as I turned the wheel, that moved the tire into the fender and popped the tire instantly going into turn 1. So not much I can do about that. I'm pretty angry about it, but I don't know what to do about it. A lot of these guys in the truck series have a bad habit of, if they think they're clear, they just go ahead and try to take it and hope the other guy lifts. But, my nose was there, I was there, and as we all know, the top prevails down the front stretch at Darlington. You have the momentum, so just really disappointed in that. Really hate that for my team. Well, I think we had a really solid F-150 today. Even though we were starting where we were at, I think we would have had a really good race. So this puts us back in points and just bad showing. Yeah, not good.
Copy. Sorry about your night, Ben. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thanks, Austin. Well, Ben's obviously frustrated with everything that happened with that situation. Is he entered today second in the points. So we all know the new chase format puts you in a position to where you got to get those points every week, and DNFs are not good.
No, they're not. And pit road's open here. I don't see we're gonna see many guys come in and put tires on it this early going, but saving them to the end is probably a good call. Well, we have had a very eventful night to start this race here in Darlington. Only get better from here. Thank you for joining. We'll see you back here in a little bit.
Don't let living with cancer.
A bit of a slow start for sure. I accidentally axed one of my biggest tabs. That sucked. Oh well. We're jamming. They're on a green.
Up on the outside.
Just trying to get to the bottom.
Looks like Lane Riggs right there in the 34 truck got into the wall right there in the middle of the corner. And these trucks are not like the O'Reilly cars and the Cup cars. And you guys are both looking into turn one, because that's what usually happens next, is that right front tire goes down. And that's why Lane was moving to the bottom of the racetrack right there. He was just wanting to give himself room and fill that truck out to see if that tire was flat. These trucks are so fragile. They're not like the Cup and O'Reilly cars with the body parts.
He said he's coming this time. I think he said the right front is
Lane
going
Riggs
down.
hit the wall.
Or Ty Majeski.
By Ty Majeski, the 88.
And Lane Riggs get together in turn 1. Just a little bit of a squeeze.
It's just racing there. It's just tight.
Yeah, and that wasn't really like the Ben Rhodes and Akram situation. That was more of those deals where he tried to turn in and Majeski didn't make it, hadn't turned down the hill yet right there. And when you touch like that, a lot of times those things are like magnets. They just get stuck together in that section of turn 2 where you're trying to go back down the hill on the exit.
For Bell for the lead.
Ricky.
Yeah, down here on my end of pit road, the 5 complaining a
the
little tight off of
5.
turn 2, which obviously getting that clean air here on this restart is very important for him. But to your point, Kevin, Caden Honeycutt, as soon as you talked about what his crew chief needed to tell him, that's exactly what Scott Zipadelli was telling him, to hang in there. Don't let these guys rattle you. They'll come back to you. We're good on the long run, so don't wear your tires out. So that was the message he had to him. And down here in the 45 pit, he's been fighting tight all day, so that right rear flare that y'all were talking about on his right rear quarter panel, probably not helping the tightness for Ross Chastain in that 45.
Thanks, Ricky.
You can see Ross there. He's trying to work the top, trying to do some different things. We also saw Caden Honeycutt, like Ricky was saying. He's hanging pretty strong now. He's 4th place, but he's less than a second behind the leaders. That shows me that, yeah, he probably does have a really good long-run truck, and if it lasts long enough, maybe he can pass some of those trucks in front of him.
And you see how big these trucks are. You got big stood-up windows, big wide front ends, and when you heard Honeycutt talking earlier, as you see one truck get loose right there off of turn 2. In traffic, they will not turn as well. With the aero tight and everything that comes with all the aerodynamics that go with these trucks. So that's why this track is so narrow. Track position becomes so important.
This is funny. You watch the different lines. Jake Garcia tried to run the bottom. The 13 truck said, yeah, no, I don't think so. Moved it down right in the middle of the corner. But this is the part of the run where it gets a lot of fun, right? You're 25 laps in. The truck doesn't do anything good at this point, right? You're not turning good. You're not accelerating good. You're kind of all, it's along for the ride, tiptoeing around, going fast, but you're tiptoeing around.
Oh, Eckes battle. That's for 6th. Eckes on the high side. Can you get back around clear for 6th place?
Pretty tight through 1 and 2. Anytime you see 2 trucks go side by side into turn 1, you take a deep breath for a second.
Yeah, and these trucks are just, they're so momentum based. So if you can keep that outside line rolling, you can keep that guy pinned down. We've got a little bit of audio as we see a race for 2nd place right here between Christopher Bell and Carson
on the high
Hocevar.
side of Bell, round the outside.
Yeah, Hocevar got it
clear
around him there.
It looks to me like Bell's truck is out of control.
Yeah, he talked about being free in practice today. Truck was just out of control, loose, and he said it hung on for 20 laps, and we probably got close to about 20 laps of green flag racing on his tires, so they're going to have to make some adjustments to that as the race goes on.
And this is when Honeycutt's just got to be patient. You see that truck in front of you is not handling like he wants it to, and you just got to know that every lap that goes by, if your truck is handling good at Darlington and his is handling that bad, you're probably going to drive right by him, no problem, in a moment where he just misses the bottom or it's on the gas too soon.
Well, something I'm sure Bell doesn't like is see how he's packing air on it. Look at him getting loose, chasing him up the racetrack. Bell's already loose.
He's in big trouble.
When Honeycutt's able to pack air like that on the rear spoiler of that truck and loosen him up, that's what allowed him to make that pass. Get up underneath him, and Bell's like, have at it, bud. I'm just going to try to get to the end of the stage here, and we're working on it.
All right, and back.
He's another great example of how loose he is.
Yeah, the bad thing for Bell is he's still got 15 laps to go. That thing is, that truck is very, very free right now, and we saw it fire off good, which free race cars usually fire off good, and now they start to struggle. But let's get back to Lane Ridge. We thought he was going to pit, but he ended up staying out. Let's see what he had to say.
10th, battling back for 9th on Ruggiero. Toes knocked out.
Wait, get a hammer. We're going to hit the right front 2-3 times if we come down here. 3 big whacks.
Yeah, and I don't know how he set his wheel to start with, but you see that orange line on the steering wheel right there. It still looks pretty straight. Usually it's a little offset you know, one way or the other usually. But it looks pretty straight right there. But I think a lot of it is probably that right front fender making it push.
Ross has gotten swiped a couple times, more than a couple, off the bumper.
Well, all right, we are going to do a double box break. You won't miss a thing. We'll be right back here in Darlington.
How fast could a stock car go?
Born from bootleggers, built by rule breakers. We don't ask permission. We don't seek approval. We just are. The most relentless, unpretentious athletes on the planet. Chasing glory at 200 miles per hour. Defiantly unapologetic. Authentically NASCAR.
Over 250 years ago, we didn't like the taxes, so we dumped the tea. Now with the Ram Declaration of Deals, we're pledging our allegiance to the American people. 0% financing for 60 months on select 2026 models, or we'll cover your sales tax. Plus no monthly payments for 90 days, and a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Nothing stops Ram.
Purchase this 2026 Ram 1500 Laramie and get 0% financing for 60 months, or get 2.9% financing for 72 months, plus $4,500 total bonus cash allowance.
Imagine if Fresh Sheet Day could become Fresh Sheet Week. With Downy April Fresh, you can climb into more freshness, night after night for up to 7 days. Downy breathes life into your laundry.
Kubota Orange Days is here, where you can turn dream projects into reality. Now through June 30th, get select compact tractors with 0% financing available or save up to $5,500. Sale ends soon. Find your nearest dealer at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
You guys, Wendy's has new Biggie deals starting at just $4. So now you can decide how biggie you want to go, which is kind of beautiful. I'm not condensating, you're condensating. More Biggie options so you can get more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Your truck was made to work hard, and Valvoline heavy-duty diesel engine oil keeps it that way.
Carpet Road,
with up to 35% better wear protection, it's specially formulated to protect when engines are pushed to the limit. Make the switch to Valvoline heavy-duty
Honey
diesel
cut within
today.
0.6 of the liter. Corey Heim. Hocevar battling Eckes. Eckes up to third.
Closer to the end of this stage as we're watching this battle for the lead. Now. And we were talking about it during the break. There's a lot of things on the line right here as you look at this battle with Corey Heim leading, who has now led in his last 28 starts, tying Kyle Busch's record of most consecutive races led. So that's impressive, but he used to drive this 11 truck. What are all the scenarios here, Joey?
I mean, I think it's big. If you're Caden Honeycutt, you're trying to prove that you're a good race car driver, and you have the best truck out there. If you go off of stats over the last couple years, that Corey Heim's been driving that 11 truck. And guess who's right in front of you? The guy that won all the races in a different truck up there. You're trying to prove that you're just as good as Corey Heim. And oh yeah, Scott Cipodelli, the crew chief, he's trying to prove that, hey, it wasn't just the driver. I had a good car as well. Everyone's trying to prove themselves here.
Yeah, someone I want to highlight as well, Christian Eckes. I mean, he's passed Majeski, Hocevar, Christopher Bell up to third. He's really run these guys down quick. He's been 2 to 3 tenths faster than these guys every single lap. Austin, you got anything else on Christian Eckes?
Yeah, Ryan, you just totally took my moment there. I was going to talk all about Christian Eckes moving up 13 spots, but you covered it great. So past that, he just came on the radio after only a couple laps in this run. He says, hey, we're really good here. They felt really good at their long run speed in practice, and it's showing. They're up to third.
Yeah, he's ripping right now. I mean, he's, like you said, 2.5 to 3 tenths per lap. Just reeling them in. Might run out of time, though.
And I want to say the migration of these top 3 cars in 3 and 4 they've been starting to run the apron. All of them are running the bottom. Heim was running the top. Honeycutt was running him down a little bit. He moved down to the bottom, and he's kind of stabilized the lead. And that's where Christian Eckes is running too. So we talked about different lanes, especially through 3 and 4, how they play, and it seems like everyone has found that this very, very bottom lane has been pretty dominant here to start this race.
Well, I think it's the cleanest, and you can see the difference in the rubber right there as people are starting to run that bottom lane. I used to like to take that right front tire and hook it on those hash marks to kind of rip it around the corner right there. But as you go
right
through 1
by
and 2
the
right
bumper
here, as you see, Honeycutt has gone right to the back bumper
who came
of
before him.
You see right there where Eckes is running behind these guys it's just cleaner.
And Eckes within 6 tenths.
And that usually results in more grip.
Well, you see Honeycutt's getting closer to Heim. He's starting to feel the pressure of Eckes. And there's
Eckes within half a
4 to
second.
go here in the stage. He's going to try to move up the racetrack here. Don't want to follow him. Got to try something different.
He's going
to get a good run.
Might not be enough to get to his quarter panel, but now it's decision time. Okay, where do I enter turn 1 here? It's narrow. He's going to try to squeak to his outside, which is
almost
going
to be 3 wide. Oh, man, right at the top. Heim goes to block. Eckes sails by both of them.
Yeah, while you guys are dealing with that, I'll take advantage of that. See you later.
Yeah, what a great move by Christian Eckes right there. Those guys had to check up just a little bit, and he's been rolling that bottom so well, was able to drive right by him.
And Eckes is being super patient on the bottom of 3 and 4. We saw Heim, he kind of slides up off the bottom. It takes 3 feet. Honeycutt's going to get a big run on Heim here, probably going to get second. But Eckes is being really patient.
Oh, man, the 5 got loose, and Honeycutt is second.
Never leaving that seam that's on the bottom of the racetrack, and that's what's really making a ton of time. And like we saw he did the previous lap, he's running a lane and a half lower through 1 and 2, kind of getting into cleaner racetrack, and that's really paying dividends. I bet every spotter is telling their driver what's happening right now at the lanes.
I enjoy listening to these trucks go around the corner right now, and they're just off the gas so much, just rolling, and they're going so slow. They're over 3.5 seconds slower than what their fast lap was. They're just putting around trying to get to the end here. They have no tire left.
We see Lane Riggs go to 4th here, passing Carson Hosfar. We thought he was going to pit. They said on the radio that they were going to come and pit.
Fourth.
Then he saw he had more contact. They were going
Lane
to
Riggs
hammer
going
on.
by.
Kind of leave it because he seems to be moving pretty good right now. So things have turned around for Lane Riggs after he thought they were going to have to make an unscheduled pit stop.
Yeah, and you see right here, Christian Eckes going to take the white or coming to the last lap of this first stage right here. We've had a couple of spin outs, and I don't know that as we had those cautions and went through the first part of this stage that we would have said, hey, Christian Eckes is probably going to win this stage, because I didn't see him coming in from anywhere until the last 15 laps or so, and all of a sudden he just started mowing those guys down. But Christian Eckes is going to go through turns 3 and 4 right here
for the stage
and
one
take this
victory.
first stage.
A great job.
Eckes wins stage 1. Honeycutt second. Heim
That's what
third.
makes these type of tracks so much fun. Tracks that have
wow, this really falling back in his last few laps. Riggs 4th. Sawallich 5th.
Unpredictable when you watch a
Majewski
longer
6th.
run play out.
Ozavar 7th. Chastain 8th.
Second
Tanner Ray 9th. And Daniel Hemrick in
won stage
10th.
1 and went on to win the race in 2023. We'll see if he can do it again.
Race you. Race you on dirt, sand, snow. Race you through this.
That
over
one
that,
truck
all day.
looks like it has a lot of speed to make up to go from the back all the way to 5th. Oh, Spencer Boyd is apparently in the 76 and not Nathan Nicholson, even though the entry list said otherwise.
And, you know, in racing, you have to evolve or you do die and you get left behind. I got my mind right. It was almost refreshing to have to learn something different. I knew how to do everything else with the old car. I didn't need to practice. I didn't need to go to the simulator. I could tell you what you needed to do in about 2 laps. And, you know, when it changed, I had to decide, do I want to keep doing this and be a part of this process, or do I want to just go on into the sunset and do something different?
Check out the all-new Fox Sports digital show Speed with myself and Will Buxton, fueled by Poet. Subscribe to Speed on Fox, on YouTube, the Fox Sports app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Well, that was a hell of a first stage, guys. I think as we talked about before we went, Eckes is not the guy I had winning. Christopher Bell's back in 13th, 14th spot. William Swalich up there in 5th after he spun out and came and got tires. A lot of stories.
Well, a lot of things can happen in the first run like that, right? We talked about how there wasn't much practice today. They don't have much time to tune on their trucks. They don't have sets of tires to throw on it to keep working on it. And so you get a long run. It's kind of the first time you really see what your truck has on a long run. Under the lights again at night. Now they're all going to come down pit road, put 4 tires on. And I'm sure probably every single one of these trucks is going to have, well, maybe Christian Eckes may not make changes, but I think the rest of them are going to want some kind of change, whether short run or really aiming for the long run.
I can promise you Christopher Bell is going to change his truck because he's not having fun right now. That thing ran good for about 10 laps and was out of control. So
I'd recommend tighten that sucker up. He looked loose.
Well, it's the first time of the night for pretty much every one of these teams to come onto pit road, and now the pressure is on the pit crews. Don't slide through your pit box. No mistakes. Austin?
Yeah, we got Christian Eckes, the leader, obviously really happy with his race truck. Gonna have no changes. Came on the radio, said this truck is awesome, dude, after he crossed the line. Meanwhile, we got Lane Reyes, kind of flip side of that spectrum. Had some contact, thought he got the front toe knocked out. They're going to put 4 tires on it. They made some spots up at the end of that long run, but not really sure what they got right now. What do you got, Ricky?
Yeah, down here on our end, Seth Smith is going to try and tighten up Corey Haim's race truck. He said he's burning his rear tires off, hanging on for dear life. Now, on the opposite side of that, Ross Chastain is asking Phil Gould to free his truck up. So he's going up on the track bar, make an air pressure adjustment. Caden Honeycutt said he feels like he is losing most of his time down in 1 and 2. Feel like he's just way too loose. He's going to try to put some front brake in it. Scott Zipadelli is going to get him tuned up. He said he's really good in 3 and 4, looking for a little bit better rear grip there in 1 and 2.
Well, they filled them all up with Sunoco race fuel with 0 carbon bioethanol, so they should be all set to get this second stage started.
Yeah, big loser. Christian Eckes losing 5 spots there on pit road. Well, we've lost a legend. Chuck Norris passed away earlier today at the age of 86. He was best known for his legendary acting and martial arts career. He had also had a connection with NASCAR. His son Eric won the 2002 Winston West Series Championship Chuck also introduced chase drivers at Texas in 2016. Chuck was 86 years old. I got the pleasure to talk with Mr. Norris there in Texas. He was an amazing human being, and he will forever be missed.
When COPD tried to stop you, you kept going. Breztri, a 3...
Back.
Tough situation for the 91.
Well, if his truck's like anything like it was the first run, that thing's going to come alive here, you know, at about 25 laps. So, but like Kevin said, everyone starts to get their truck a little bit better as the night goes on. So it's harder to make up those spots. So hopefully that rear changer learns from his mistake. And I'm sure they're still going to have the same speed in that truck. And William Sawalich is actually going to start on the front row. We saw him spin earlier and put some new tires on it, got some track position back, finished 5th in the stage. We'll see what he can do with the front row.
Yeah, and he's hoping for no more cautions.
Yes.
He used that first set of tires when he spun out and had to put those on. Got him a good finish in the stage, gave him the track position, but we've got a little audio from that one truck of William.
How'd those tires look, Jeremy? It's like Darlington used tires, bud. Yeah, they cored up and stuff. Yeah.
The short answer, Darlington used tires, bud. That's what they'll look like after a run.
We see Caden Honeycutt as a leader, choosing the bottom lane. The bottom has won every single time. They've had good pushes. They've hooked up their rear tires, and it looks to, again, to get another great push.
Start of stage 2. Honeycutt leading the field.
Trucks clear
Then
as
Hine.
they get to the center of
Up to third now is Sol. I think that's Ross Chastain. Right ahead of Williams and Wallace in fourth. Lane Riggs trying to pull to the inside
from that
of
move and
Wallace to get to fourth. They head down the back
protecting the lead.
Big surprise, Carson Host of R3 wide into turn 3. Gonna get a couple trucks there. Lost a lot of track position there towards the end of the run. It looked like his tires were a little bit used up.
Ross Chastain to the outside of Corey Haim, going to move up to P2. I'd be curious to see how do these guys approach this run, right? They already had, you know, let's call it 35 green flag laps in the first one. Maybe some guys went too hard. You know, they fell off at the end of the stage. So
the turn
do people adjust to that? Lane Riggs is going to clear for P4 here with Williams and Wallace, but do you adjust to that? Do you take it a little bit easier on the front end? Maybe it's going to benefit me on the back end. So drivers are always adjusting, especially at a high wear racetrack like this.
There you see Christian Eckes into turn 1, trying to gain some of those spots back.
Yeah, we've got some debris on the back straightaway that brought out the caution right here, and I always hated that when you run, see it right there. That's
this guy hit by Eckes.
So looks like he hit it off the grill though. Should be okay.
It's still there.
Sheet metal.
It's in a worse spot arguably because now it's right up against the wall.
Well, while they go out there and get that piece of debris, we will take a break.
Another break.
road guy. Look at this driver's only broadcast.
Air conditioning. I know there's a strategy behind why you picked the studio to be your spot to be. So I'm very happy to be here. Very comfortable, much more comfortable than the last 2 years I've had to spend on pit road.
Well, Austin, you graduated and then they just brought you back down to ground level, didn't they? How's pit road doing for you?
Hey, that's show business, baby. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot else to add to the plot. The funny thing was, Lane Riggs actually did have a tire going down. I know you guys have always been in the position where you're telling your team, oh, I have a problem. And they're like, oh, you're the fastest car on the track right now. Well, it's because his right front tire was actually going down. So found that pretty interesting over the course of this caution. How about an apple? How's it going down there at the front of pit road, Ricky?
Yes, I'm all the way down here in pit stall 1. The 7 came down and had to clear a tire rub. Talked to Brian Patty, an old-time crew chief of mine. He said that they needed long runs, no cautions. Felt like those cautions were killing them on the long run. So it'll be interesting to see how he comes through the field if we stay green. I will say, Austin, I believe you got the studio last year. I gave up my spot. I had to hang out with family during that race weekend. So you're welcome, but now we're both back on pit road. I'm having a blast down here, especially entry of turn 1. This is one of the best places to watch.
Thanks, Ricky. That turn 1 down there, when you stand down there, I always like sitting in the car or standing next to the car when you were getting ready for qualifying, because that's where you make a lot of the speed. I know in the trucks they run through there, they're wide open, but for you guys on Sunday, come qualifying time, that's always a decision that you have to make.
It's probably better to not watch a car go through turn 1 before you jump in it, because you see it and you go, oh my God, I got to do that? Like, yeah. I have to go do that? It's fast. It's a lot of fun. If it turns when you get there, it's a lot of fun. Well, you see a couple trucks that are clearing fenders. You know, that's something that these truckers got to deal with the steel body. You can't bounce off each other like you do in the Cup Series. So, you know, when you do have that little bit of contact, whether it's with the wall or with other cars, they flatten out that right side and it cuts it down. And it sounded like, from what Austin was saying there for Lane Riggs, it was a slow leaker on the right front. And actually probably helped them, right? Yeah. It's probably just the right amount. But I don't know if you can just assume it's going to be the right amount every single time. Probably best they clear it. They had an opportunity here with this caution to try to fix that.
Yeah, and they came back in and actually took a baseball bat and rolled the truck back and forth to clearance that fender. So all the modern technology, and we go back to the old school baseball bat to clear the fenders on these cars with the steel bodies. But coming back to green, 15 laps down. 45 laps total in this stage. We've seen that inside line take off well every time. We'll see if it does it again.
Yeah, interesting here. Chastain was second. He could have picked the second row on the bottom, because that has been pretty strong, and it is again. With Corey Heim being able to clear almost. I thought he was. Chastain able to hang. He must have heard me talking about it. He said, watch this.
Yeah, and with these trucks, you know, on the restarts, I would assume that you could just hold them wide open, especially on that higher lane on the restarts, to be able to get through 1 and 2 like that.
Clear.
So
Chastain's up to second.
I think Ross was probably like, all right, if I only lose 1 row on the restart and I can just stay with that second truck.
Right. Corey Heim kind of bleeding spots here. You know, didn't clear Chastain by 2 feet, you know, through 1 and 2, and they got trapped on the bottom.
I'm guessing working for
third
and Williams
in 6th place, so he'll have to re-rack. And we haven't really talked about Ty Majeski much tonight, you know, in that Menards 88 ThorSport truck. Ty runs really, really good. His first year running that 88, really putting some great runs together here to start the year, and seems like they made some good adjustments on that truck.
Would you call that a throwback paint scheme?
Yes,
I think
it's always been.
I mean, it's been that way forever. I mean, Matt Crafton drove that truck for like 35 years.
That's true.
With that paint scheme on there, so it's not changed at all. Menard's a great supporter of NASCAR racing and this sport, and been on that 88 truck for a long time. See Caden Honeycutt still up front with control of the race. Everybody pretty much single filed out, and Carson Hocevar has worked his way to the 8th position right there. Hasn't really made a lot of noise other than the start of the race today, and kind of faded back and
See him right up next to the fence, which see how much speed you can gain right there through the middle of the corner. You take a lot of chances up there, and I think that's why we see a lot of the field down, but that's where that experience comes in, being able to put it right up next to the fence. We got a battle for the lead.
Now look at this here. Ross Chastain, the first round of the race, looked average, not great, looked just okay. Now, second round of the race, we talked about it. Crew chiefs had an opportunity to work on it. The drivers gave some good feedback, and the race looks a lot different all of a sudden. Ross Chastain's team obviously making good changes, at least for the short run. He's going to get a good run off of turn 4 here. He's going to get to the inside into turn 1 of Caden Honeycutt, and he's going to clear him.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the lap before. Carson Hocevar got a big run off the top of 3 and 4. Ross Chastain just did it there. We talked first round of the race, the top 3 trucks right on that apron, all the way on the bottom. And now we kind of see the very top. You have to be up against the wall to get the momentum, get that run. So this track changes so much. I mean, it's run to run, it's lap to lap, and it's just all about finding new things all the time. And Ross has found something new that's really gotten him the lead. And Caden Honeycutt's probably going to have to go searching up there. He just got passed on the top.
I was just going to say that. That puts a lot of pressure on these young guys that don't have a lot of experience here. And you know in the trucks, if you hit it once, it's caving the right side in flat. Like it's not, there's no forgiveness. You can touch it and slide it and with the tail maybe just a little bit. But if you hit that thing flat, the whole thing is caving in on the side of the truck. So a lot of risk right up here where Hocevar is. You see how close he is to the wall. But with the big sides on these trucks and that big spoiler on the back, actually when you get close to the wall like that, it creates the side force and puts a lot of air on the spoiler, and it's like a magnet. But there's a lot of risk running that high line.
When you talk about risk and you think of Carson Hocevar, you think of Ross Chastain, these guys don't care about risk because they're not racing for points. These other guys are racing for points. So if they hit the wall a little bit and they knock the right front, fender in, cut down a right front tire, yeah, is it a bummer? Sure. Does it ruin their whole season though? No. So they're willing to take some risk and go where other trucks aren't willing to go and take advantage of them.
You see Carson has a high entry into 1 as well. We see Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, those guys be really good at it on the Cup side. And Carson's been doing it really well here. But we just saw Corey Heim took his line away in 3 and 4. Corey's starting to run the very top. So now Carson has to adjust. How do I get by him on the bottom? And Joey talked about that before the race happened. It's so narrow. You burn your stuff up following a guy. So now that you can't run the preferred lane, you really have to figure it out. So this has been a great race so far. We've seen a lot of comers and goers, and you're just going to get more of the action when we come back from break. Thanks for tuning in.
Blaney's throwaways for the camera to commercial are not good. Don't say thanks for tuning in. At least from that, because it sounds like it's ending. Full screen commercial, no bueno. testing stuff. Like I just got a new phone. It's got a worse camera. But you know what? I'll take what I can get. That, or I can just bring the old phone around just as a... Just as a camera. I don't know. I can't actually. I have to trade in the phone. But... All right, back with 15 to go on the stage.
This is a cool one. I want to talk about. This is my dad's 1998 Busch Series car. He also ran this car in the Cup Series a little bit. This paint scheme, really, really cool. I always loved that scheme. And this is an interesting one. Tim Fedewa, my current spotter, Kevin's old spotter, right? He's my dad right
for
there.
Base Motorsports.
Pretty cool full circle moment.
2 of Base Motorsports.
Yeah, you see those spoilers all laid back on the car. Obviously, that's from Daytona. Those are cool looking cars, those Pontiacs that they had with the curved spoiler right there. But that's a pretty darn good throwback.
I always loved that car. I have so many die-casts of that race car at my house, from his Busch Series to the Cup Series. It's that's a cool memory.
Sawalich and Ankrum for the 7th position.
The 18 truck right here of Tyler Ankrum go by William Sawalich.
We've got Garcia and Riggs lined up behind him.
Spin out earlier and had to put a set of tires on. He and Lane Riggs both, they're the one truck of Sawalich, have used an extra set of tires. So,
well, and speaking of Lane Riggs, he's up to 10th. And so he put tires, I remember right before we went green here, just a few laps ago, he put 4 tires on to pull his fenders out and all those type of things because he was having a fender rub. He's able to make up a ton of time. He's going to get some good stage points here. He may get up to 5th-ish, maybe, possibly here with the newer tires. But if there's a late race caution,
big trouble.
The 34 and the 1 are going to be in a heap of trouble.
Yeah, well, he restarted. Lane Riggs restarted 31st, so he's up to 9th right now, and he's going to get several more as we go through these next several laps. So big moving, and when you're at a deficit like that and you've had problems, you got to get those stage points, right, to protect yourself.
At least get something, right? Like you said, if you got the tires, go grab it while you can, and then just hope it goes green this last stage, and maybe they'll be okay.
Well, we've seen that trend as we've run long runs at Darlington. It's like, and we saw it at the beginning of the race. You know, we saw Sawalich spin out, and we had the early trouble with Ben Rhodes. But as you go longer and longer during the race, and everybody gets more comfortable, these guys got 50 minutes of practice today. They were able to run through a couple sets of tires to get themselves on the racetrack and get in a rhythm. But there's nothing like race rhythm and adjustments on the truck and everything that you've got going on. So they just get better and better every lap.
Here, Lane in there working the throttle a lot, trying to figure out how he can make some pace. This is a good reminder for Darlington on Sunday at 3 o'clock on FS1. They had 4 awesome looking drivers on that promo. Appreciate that.
I mean, when you're on the broadcast, you own the promo.
I mean, you kind of have to. It just feels like, I mean, it's the right thing to do.
I had a fan ask me the other day. They're like, "Well, why are you still on the drivers only broadcast?" I'm like, "Well, because we started it, and we're making the rules, so don't argue with us."
That's right.
Finally, we get to make the rules in something.
That's right.
And you're still driving.
I am still driving. Yeah, that's
9
fair.
laps to go.
But
Honeycutt's
on the
now
graphic,
to
they
a
should at least give me a
1.6 second
number.
gap towards the end of stage 2. Ty Majeski
I
is
love listening
in
to the
4
onboard
tenths
lane
of
rigs
Ross
here, right? You can just hear how much he feathers his throttle. I'd love to
Christian
stay
Eckes,
on this
2
shot
and a half
for a
back.
lap here. Listen to the differences in the turn 1 and 2 throttle to 3 and 4 and how much he has to feather.
Yeah, you see Ross Chastain right now. He's really starting to back up, and he's backed himself up enough to where it's drug in 2 or 3 other guys behind Ty Majeski. So we saw that 91 truck right there behind the 88 of Ty Majeski be really good at the end of the last run, and now you're starting to see the same thing from the 91 truck of Christian Eckes.
Yeah, Eckes is fast
trying
again.
to run around the lap.
He
Spencer
lost all
Boyd.
those spots on pit road there. He lost 5+ spots, lost a couple more on the restart. And this is his time, right? We've seen it already. That 91 truck, that black and gold white one, he is good on the long haul, and he needs these long runs. And the problem is there's only 5 laps to capitalize right now. So you don't have the time to make up for it. So he's got to have better pit stops, better restarts, so he can really gain some of this track position back that he needs.
Yeah, you saw the lap car right there in the middle of them. And we go back to the in-car camera and that noise, and you listen to that motor, and you were like, it's like you have an egg on the gas pedal, and you hear Lane Riggs right here through 3 and 4 as you see Minnie Tyrell right there in a 14 truck slide up in front of him. But it is such a finesse racetrack, and you go with the slide, a little bit of throttle on, a little bit of throttle off, and right here you just kind of pedal it to just set the rear tire to get the thing in the racetrack, and it's such a finesse racetrack with the throttle pedal.
Okay, here, coming back to 4 to go into stage T8.
And like I said, it's fun to listen to it. And it feels like you're going so slow, but you're absolutely out of control. Like just sliding, like that turn 3 entry part, you just feel like, oh, I hope it turns when you get there. If not, you smush the wall.
And as you come off of turn 2 right here, you'll see that black line right there in the racetrack. This is actually a new patch of asphalt. Big bump right there off of turn 2, right where it doesn't need to be. It's like they put that bump in that spot on purpose, but it is right in the wrong spot.
You know, and this racetrack is so slick. There's a lot of times, especially on old tires, you kind of go back to the gas, go back harder in the middle, and then you have to kind of pedal back out to get the car to settle again before the exit. So there's a lot, you know, certain tracks is kind of a more of a gradual throttle increase. Here it's a little bit more off and on throttle, just the way that the corners are shaped
half a second ahead of time
around. So that's the neat thing about this racetrack is it's not just progressively getting more throttle. It's kind of on and off and on and off, and as a driver you're just judging that by the seat of your pants, which makes it such a fun but challenging racetrack as well.
Because you're doing all that and your truck drives different every single lap, right? What you did the lap before isn't going to work the next lap because a little bit more tire fell off. Or you get in a little bit of traffic and that truck you thought was going to run the bottom all of a sudden runs the top right in front of you.
Time by Eckes for 4th.
Here's a battle for 4th. Corey Heim. We were talking about Eckes on the long run. Might have taken my eyes off of Corey Heim for too long.
Yeah, and that happened the first run with Eckes, but as we come to 1 to go here in the second stage, it has been all Caden Honeycutt on this particular run. He has put himself in charge of this race.
Stretch.
And we knew he had a fast truck, but we saw in the first stage he kind of got behind a few of those guys and wasn't able to make up the track position, and Eck has come on late, but that has not been the case. And that's why they raced him so hard in the first stage, because they knew if they got through those first 10 laps of the stage, he'd do exactly this, take off and hide, and he wins stage 2. 4th career stage win for Caden Honeycutt, and his first of 2026. So starting to rack up some of those points tonight at Darlington. Well, Caden Honeycutt, winner of stage 2, can he finish that off and then win his first race of the year?
What causes a curve down there? Is it Peyronie's disease? Is there somebody I can talk?
All right. Anyway, end of stage 2. Anyway, I've been trying. So does Riley, also trying to get my phone up to speed now that I got a new one. All right. Caden Honeycutt wins the stage. Ross Chastain 2nd. Ty Majeski 3rd. Corey Heim 4th. Christian Eckes 5th. Tyler Ankrum 6th. Carson Hocevar 7th. 8th is Lane Riggs. 9th, Jake Garcia. 10th is William Sawalich.
Try to listen to the tire and things like that, so sorry if I came across rude there. Here's a Kyle Bushel stuff in your skin. It's fine. That was a good segment.
Yeah. Well, Caden's a pretty fiery guy. You see his crew chief, Scott Zipadelli, right there up on the pit box, obviously. A ton of success with Corey Heim, and really this whole Tricon team has done a great job. Caden's a fiery guy, and you know, I think it's going so good right now. He's apologizing for things to make sure that the team stuff stays where it is. but I think a lot of times those guys appreciate the fire. Well, the fuel strategy right here, guys, is pretty tight, honestly, but you've got 57 laps in this stage, and you're going to need every drop of fuel, so better fill it up. Sponsored by Zero Carbon. Filling up with Sunoco race fuel with zero carbon ethanol is what everybody's going to do right here. Austin?
Yeah, we've started pit stops here. Christian Eckes, dominant truck in stage 1. A little too loose this run. That's what they're going to try and work on here for stage 3. Get that dominant long run speed back. Meanwhile, Ty Majeski struggling with too much migration over the run. Ricky?
Yeah, Caden Honeycutt pulls into his pit stop here, getting him 4 tires. Kevin, y'all were laughing about his radio transaction. I felt like the 11's looking like a veteran on the racetrack and starting to sound like one already. So really cool to see the progress that he's able to be super smooth and patient with that. Corey Haim's asking for his rear tires to last longer. He said anytime he hits the throttle, it just blows the rear tires off of it. Ross Chastain is looking to get a little bit tighter. They freed up the last stop, but doesn't want to go back down on the track bar. So he's looking for a little extra snug in the rear tires before the end of this thing. But this long run will be interesting to see here.
Well, thanks, Ricky. Caden Honeycutt leads him out. He was confident in his pit crew in his pre-race interview, and they've done exactly what they need to do.
I have active psoriatic arthritis, but want to move with more freedom. So I'm ready to jump in with Skyrizi. Along with clearer skin, Skyrizi helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And it's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi.
Full Dr. Pepper cherry is the best.
No, Rich Dr. Pepper blackberry is the best.
It's Dr. Pepper and cream soda.
I reckon it's Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream.
Find your flavor. Arby's Meat in 3 Box includes your choice of classic roast beef or crispy chicken. And now you can also get the Big Crispy Fish Sandwich. So get your choice of meat and 3 sides, all for just $7.99.
Arby's, we have the meats. The Fanatics Flag Football Classic. Brady hits the field with some of football's finest in a 3-team round-robin tournament. Live from Los Angeles. Saturday on Fox.
The Fox Nation Spring Sale, a time for new beginnings and new journeys.
I took an oath to defend Israel from her enemies.
Fox Nation is the home of RAF with big matches every month.
Let's go, baby.
The Fox Nation Spring Sale. Sign up today for just $2.99 a month.
If it's Saturday night, it's Baseball Night in America, only on Fox.
Brady hits the field with some of football's finest. The Fanatics Flag Football Classic, Saturday on Fox.
All right, Fox Saturday Night Baseball is back. Same night every week. You bring the couch, we'll bring the drama. Baseball Night in America, only on Fox.
The Fanatics Flag Football Classic. Brady hits the field with some of football's finest in a 3-team round-robin tournament. Live from Los Angeles. Saturday on Fox.
The IndyCar Series rolls into Barber, where Palou, Newgarden, and a hungry pack battle for a win. The road to Indy continues. Sunday, March 29th on Fox. Welcome to the fastest race.
Sunday, the NASCAR Cup Series is on FS1. Catch the best of the best as they go full throttle at Darlington. The checkered flag for the Goodyear 400 flies Sunday. Let me check that again. The green flag for the Goodyear 400 flies Sunday at 3 Eastern with pre-race action beginning at 1:30 only on FS1.
They set you up
I'd like
there,
to
Kevin.
point out they set you up for failure. They gave you the wrong script.
I did read the script, and then I recognized that it was not right, so I just corrected it. Hey, you know what? That's the way it goes, and sometimes you got to adapt and adjust. So that's what we've been doing all night, right?
That's what these truckers are doing all night. They have to adapt and adjust, whether it's on pit road or on the racetrack, lap to lap, short run to long run. It's been fun watching this whole thing play out. But one thing for sure, that 11 truck of Caden Honeycutt has the truck to beat. But we know on the short run, that has not been the fastest truck. And I think who's lining up right next to him is one of those trucks that has a lot of speed here on the restart. You see it there, the 45 of Ross Chastain.
Yeah, and Chastain has just been, you know, he's been really good at the beginning. We've seen how aggressive that he's been the whole night on the restarts, and even at the very beginning of the race, trying to push that truck into places that it probably didn't fit. So he's going to be aggressive, and I think it goes back to what we talked about in stage one. You do not want to let that 11 truck get too far out on this restart, because if you do, and the caution doesn't come out, most likely you're not going to catch him.
Yeah, I mean, all these guys are thinking of how can we put the 11 truck in a bad spot on this restart, because he is so fast into a run. This is, if it goes green, this is going to be the longest run that we have had. The first stage was 45 laps. This is going to be 49
laps
to go. So be curious to see what everyone's thinking, and be curious to see what Carson Hocevar is thinking here.
Yeah, 7 looks identical. So change that. They cannot be the same color. I called you in from 5 away. I thought you heard me. We'll get the pit sign changed. I did, but I see, like, I'm looking at the sign. It's what name? Just throw away because we
He's pulled into the wrong pit stall.
This race ain't over, man.
That's a lot of beeping, guys. It sounds like a truck backing up.
All right, and the start of the final stage. It's Ross and Honeycutt leading the field backward, green again.
Here we go.
Shaky for the 11.
Into turn 1.
This is his best chance to win his first race. He can't mess it up. Heim behind him. Majeski trying to pull to the inside of Corey Heim for second. Denied.
The first restart of the race. You know, he's entering low, kind of taking the air out of the nose of Corey Heim's truck, and you know, Ross Chastain didn't get the restart that he wanted to. He's going to dive to the inside of Corey Heim here, try to get back to second. Looks like he's going to, and you know he's going to be looking for the lead like he did the start of the first, the run of the previous restart.
I mean, Ross knows the situation here. He knows, he's smart enough to know, I got a fast truck for 15 laps, and I need to get it while I can.
And I think that the other thing that is impressive to me, I know Caden Honeycutt has run races, but now he's learning how to race at the front of the racetrack, controlling the races on the restart, all the things that he really hasn't done at a super high level. He's done them sporadically, but doing them consistently like he's had to do tonight. But it's different when you're having to be the leader of the race and you know that you're way better than everybody else. Everybody there wants to put you in a bad spot, and I think he's done a good job. And we've seen the progression since that first stage.
Lane Riggs is really trying to make a lot of ground up here.
We're loose there for Ty Majeski, battling with Lane Riggs for the fourth spot.
He just passed Ty Majeski for fourth. He is pushing his truck early, right? He's one of the guys that I need track position right now. Let me see if I can get it and then see how my truck holds on. But he's been making some really bold news. High entry into 1 already on the restart has really paid off for him.
And the thing is, yes, 46 laps to go. This could be the longest run of the race if it does go green. The other thing for Lane Riggs, he has 1 set of tires left, where the majority of trucks have 2 sets of tires left. So depending on how cautions fall out, he may be okay. He might be in trouble. He's hoping for some long green flag runs, in other words.
And it's been really interesting, you know, with the 77 truck right here of Carson Hocevar. You know, we heard him on the radio. We kind of saw, I mean, he didn't look like he was in a great mood in his pre-race interview with Austin, and now we hear his radio. He was mad at everything, and so sometimes that's a good thing for a driver, but sometimes that can be detrimental to the things that you're trying to accomplish. So Hocevar is always...
Was for about Tanner Gray. That's out of the top 10. That's for 12th.
You know what I think it is, guys? When we were driving down here to Darlington earlier today, I had a transit van full of 5 kids screaming in my car. And we passed Carson Hocevar in his little sports car. And all I thought, you know, maybe the van passing him down the road.
Gray holding on for that spot. Hocevar diving deep.
Well, first off, I don't even know.
Wow, what a move off of 2.
Yes.
Swerved right
yes.
past.
There's 5 kids in there, and yeah, it's a big time in there. The van is the way to go. If you have kids, van life is a real thing.
Learn something every day. See the 15 right there of Tanner Gray. He had a great qualifying effort, and I really thought with all those Toyotas.
Connor Jones. Oh,
he saved it.
Well,
he saved it right there with the 20.
It bounced off the wall.
The 26 truck of
3 wide
Dawson
now.
Sutton up on the outside. Otherwise, that truck was probably coming around.
Hemrick and
if he was loose
Enfinger
before,
went by.
he's going to be wicked loose now, tire down.
Oh, the flat tire in the 42.
Connor Jones in the 42, tire down up against the wall in turns 3 and 4.
No
We'll see
caution.
if they throw a caution. He cannot get the pit
Caution
cautions
now.
out.
And Lane Riggs is going, oh no.
Yeah.
What do you do, right? You're 4th place. You got a lot of laps left, 42 laps to go. You got 15 on your tires. Most everyone, I think, is going to probably put on a set here. Here's a replay.
Yeah, and you saw him clip the apron right there. And when he came up off the apron, that truck just got right next to the 26 truck of Dawson Sutton and got loose. See it come off the apron.
Came up.
Just no air on the right side of that 42
back side
truck.
of the 26 hits the wall, like the back
These trucks
right.
are so reliant on side force, right? And the Cup cars aren't really like that these days, right? There's no side force on them already, so they don't really get that free inside of someone anymore. But these trucks, Xfinity cars, when you have the side-by-side into turn 1 like that, like the 42 was hoping he would clear the 26 into turn 1, and then he could use racetrack. But the 26 drove in just as deep as him, so he was in a terrible spot. Nothing of his doing, just kind of by circumstance of loss of air and clipping the apron, just all bad things. So hopefully they can get that thing repaired and back underway.
Yeah, and Connor was actually doing a really good job. He was actually running 15th before that accident, so had a pretty solid night going for the amount of experience that he has in these trucks, which is pretty limited.
I want to go back, Joey, what you were talking about. If you're Lane Riggs,
I think you got to stay.
You got to stay, right?
I think you got to stay. You got 1 set left of 41 to go. You got to hope other trucks stay with you. I don't know if many will.
Yeah, and that's the problem. If you stay, I mean, you're going to be last.
Gosh, it's tough. I mean, this is the worst possible scenario. He's coming. I mean, he would have gotten used up if he stayed out. Austin.
Yeah, Timon Jesse's obviously coming in, put on 4 tires. He's just struggling to get in the corner right now, but the big story on my end of pit road, Lane Riggs, he's got that final set of stickers. Looks like they're going to put them on. The last thing they've got is 3-lap scuff, so big trouble for 34. What do you got, Ricky?
Yeah, Caden Honeycutt was asking how many sets of tires they had. They said 2. He said, good, let's take 1 set right now. Be interesting to watch the 45 and all the niche trucks. They have in-house pit crews. They don't have any Cup pit crews. So if Ross Chastain holds serve here or gains spots, that's a pit crew that's done in-house, which is very rare these days. So Caden Honeycutt's leaving pit road here. Looks like he's going to win the race off pit road. 45 right behind him. So those guys are doing a great job holding serve for Ross Chastain.
Yeah, that's a great point, Ricky. When you have a truck team that does their pit crew in-house, your pit stop practices and everything, and you're keeping up with all these guys that are coming from O'Reilly and Cup and all the different teams, that's pretty impressive. Caden Honeycutt up front. We'll see if he can finish it off.
Don't
All right. I'm waiting for this to end. Ben Rhodes. Ben Rhodes comparing Tyler Rankin to the upside-down face kid from Family Guy. Oh, we're green again.
For some reason,
there we go. Green. Honeycutt and Timmy Hill in the front row. Hill staying out.
We've seen a lot of those guys get on the restart. He's going to
retain to the inside of Honeycutt.
As we've seen so many times.
Sailing bike, and he completes the pass. No.
So strong. He's going to be able to pull him back down the straightaway here. But when we, I mean, it's just
time pulling the inside of Hill. Along with Majeski. They're going to get third and fourth. Here they come. How they come to lead 2 leaders off of turn 4. Chastain clears. Ooh, that was rough though. It's Honeycutt goes to the crossover.
Trying to side draft, get away from him. Going to clear into turn 1 and regain the lead.
Honeycutt takes the lead. Ooh, Ross gets back under him.
Swapping crossovers here.
Oh, the 45's loose.
This time Ross is going to be able to pull him back into turn 3. Probably have a better chance of clearing him this time.
He's going to hold it. Nice Motorsports looking for its 10th victory.
Yeah, you see this crossover right here after. Well, this is Ross sliding up in front of Honeycutt, and when you look at this situation right here, Caden Honeycutt drove that 45 truck. Ross Chastain is driving it now, but Caden Honeycutt was actually at Nice Motorsports, and they let him go when he decided that he was going to, jump ship and go to the 11 truck to drive for Tricon Motorsports. So. He drove this truck for the first 16 races last year and then wound up kind of jumping around, and Stuart Friesen got hurt and raced for the championship at the end of the year in his truck. So it's that's an interesting scenario right there with the 11 and the 45.
Yeah, back to those crossovers, I mean, those are fun to watch, and they both were executed
like Ross
so
is pulling
well.
Away.
Right, Ross knew when he was getting crossed over, he tried to kind of pinch it off of 4 a little bit, because he knew he was about to get crossed, seen it coming, was trying to defend it, and then Ross again making a great move in the middle of 1 and 2, being able to
working
make
on
that
Andres
move
Perez for 6
to get back underneath them. And like we said, Ross Chastain, he has the short run speed. Get out there and run while you can, because we know the 11 truck's fast on the long haul.
Carson Hocevar making some moves. We saw he had trouble on pit roads. Restarted way in the back. He's trying to get under Andres Perez here for 6. Going to make it happen. He's really fast on restarts. I think we saw this earlier. And we talked about, right, a little fire under the helmet right there. He might be motivating him.
Yeah, and a couple of trucks behind him, that 91 truck of Christian Eckes, he's obviously had more trouble on pit road, as you see Hocevar to the inside of Riggs right there. So Carson's rolling to the front, but
I mean, see it right there, +9 since the restart. I mean, he is ripping right now.
Charger.
How long will it last? And we see this. This is, I like to say it's the truck, but gosh, we see it in the Cup side every time too. Like, I think it's the driver. I mean, he just fires off with so much speed, and we see it fall off. But gosh, it'd be interesting to see how long that lasts. We got to go to commercial here real quick, but you won't miss a thing.
Side by
we'll
side.
be right back with a quick 30-lap shootout.
I won't be able to see.
All right, Big Me. This is where the dream.
2. Oh, we got a wreck. Perez and Majeski. Damn, they're both running top 10. That sucks.
Are thinking that those two were the two trucks that were going to wreck. Lo and behold, it was the 3 trucks behind them that all got tangled up.
Take a look here and see what happened into turn 1. You see Riggs on the bottom. You see them racing there. Riggs is going to try to get up there, and obviously was not clear.
Lane race.
Yeah, and that's a tough one, Joey. It didn't look like the 88 truck went up the racetrack at all. It's like I mean, he came up a little bit, but Riggs was definitely.
Oh man, and Perez won it.
Riggs
got sideways and just slammed into him.
One way or another, and you know who hurt this caution hurts one of these trucks the most, and it's going to be Lane Riggs, who has no tires.
Well, he's got no right side left either.
Or a right side, yeah. Well,
a bad break for Andres Perez too. I mean, he was up running in the top 6. Put together a really good night, and kind of an innocent bystander on that one, right along with Lane Riggs.
Riggs slamming the steering wheel.
Well, he just got
knows
greedy.
what happened.
Yeah, he got
you
greedy.
know, and none of that's on purpose,
The
right?
crew member of the 88 jumping on the deck.
It's just hard racing at the end of the race. He has an opportunity. He sees the front cars there in front of him where he can get a solid finish, and took a risk, and you know, we all make mistakes. We've all been there.
Yeah, I mean,
not fun.
You have to be on offense in that scenario, and you drive in there and you think you're going to clear him, and you don't clear him, and you see him pounding on the steering wheel right there because he knows how important those points are, and he knows that every race matters, and that mistake cost the team a lot of points. But pit road is open this time, so those who have tires, which is pretty much everyone, they have sticker tires and they're 3-lap scuffs. So you've got some options. Obviously, you want to put those sticker tires on right now. 25 laps to go. I would assume you burn them right here.
I think so. Austin?
Yeah, we got Christian Eckes coming to pit road. Obviously, a couple of my guys involved in that crash, but Christian Eckes, they were first one to tighten up the truck for this run, and we overshot it here. So now we're going to free it back up, maybe get better on the short run because he lost too many spots. Ricky?
Yeah, huge pit stop coming down for the 2 leaders. Caden Honeycutt has left pit road so far ahead the last couple pit stops. A lot of pressure on these guys. He's looking for an air pressure adjustment. Wants to turn a little bit better through turns 1 and 2. Ross Chastain, those guys are leaving everything alone. No fuel for Ross Chastain. Wants it to be lighter coming down the stretch, guys.
Be interested to see them all, how they come off of pit road here. We got the box on Chastain and Honeycutt here.
Yeah, it looked like Chastain just had a little bit of trouble on the right side. You see Hocevar beat him out.
Hocevar winning the race on pit road.
But I think this is going to make it interesting.
No, Honeycutt, Hocevar, Chastain, Ankrum, Eckes, Garcia, Hine, Bell, Friesen, LaJoy.
To win this
Dodge
race tonight.
looking for a top 10 on a
we'll see what happens when we come back.
speedway. Oh, that's a good. That could be good.
To tell you the truth, we could take her.
Windrig still on pit road, trying to the damage in the back on the right side of the after the side swipe. And still trying to like fix the back of what's that? A brush? Almost looks like a paintbrush on that. But now they're duct taping the deck lid.
It's mine. I was 18 back in Talladega. Blew the right side window out of that truck. I remember that race.
18, 2012 Bristol for Brad Keselowski Racing.
Young Cindric at 17.
The elder statesman.
Man, Stenhouse waited a long time to try the Truck Series out. Why'd you wait so long, Ricky?
That was just the first opportunity I ever got. When I got into Roush Fenway Racing, we went ARCA Racing, and I think they shut the truck program down at that time.
Correct.
And went straight to the back then Nationwide Series.
Well, we're going to have another restart with someone staying out on old tires. We have Connor Jones, who was involved in a previous incident, so I don't believe had any tires left, right? So he's going to stay out. Going to pick the top. You're probably going to see, 3 trucks, top, 4 trucks at the bottom. Christian Eckes is going to take it. You kind of have to if you're Christian Eckes.
Jones, Honeycutt, Eckes, Hocevar, Heim, Chastain, Bell, Ankrum, Friesen, Garcia.
7th or 9th?
Either 9th or 4th. I'd probably choose 4th.
I'm probably going to choose that.
And the previous restart, we actually saw Timmy Hill launch pretty good. And he was 3rd off of turn 2. So that might not be a bad play for Eckes. Well, Goodyear is providing us with some great aerial coverage. Aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear. Legends aren't born, they're proven.
And this will be an interesting view from up here because I think we're about to see some chaos. We're coming to 20 laps to go. You got one truck on some older tires. You got Carson Hocevar, who we just watched had a really, really fast truck there that last run. You got Caden Honeycutt, who has a long run truck, but he's got track position. And we got Ross Chastain that's right there behind all these guys as well. You got some aggressive racers all lined up. This is exactly what you want.
Well, they've all filled up with Sunoco race fuel with 0 carbon bioethanol for this, what could be the last restart. But it's going to get crazy here, boys.
Here we go. Coming down, going to be green, green, green. Here we green again at Darlington. Big stack up. Oh, Jones causing the outside lane a lap. Here comes the to the inside of Caden Honeycutt. Chastain following both of them. Chastain to the inside of Honeycutt.
Ross is going to be clear for 2nd.
Oh, Honeycutt in the wall. Eckes pulling to his inside.
Just touched the fence right there. Caden Honeycutt.
We've seen Ross clear himself very tight since lap
Ross
1
down to the inside.
He did it again there. It's going to pay off. It was close.
Can't make the move. Not even close. Hocevar starting to pull away.
Yeah, and he's not going to be happy about that. I mean, he definitely was. He was barely there, and you know, to have the truck that he's had all night and have the contact and lose the lead there late. We've seen it so many times, and don't count Christopher Bell out right there. You see him right behind Corey Heim there in the 5 truck. We haven't talked about him all night.
Well, you talked about Bell. He was up there earlier, but
let's take a look
been
at
out
that
of the
restart
equation
one
for a
more
while.
time right here as we see Connor Jones up on the outside. He's going to spin the tires.
And Hocevar just gets a great run, you know, and enters on the apron. And Honeycutt did his best job to try to stay on the right rear and wasn't able to do it. That had a little bit of contact off of turn 2.
And we've been talking about this 77 truck and how fast he was coming forward. So whatever they've done to this truck, adjustment-wise, or Carson making adjustments with his line, I mean, he has driven that thing straight to the front. And we've seen Ross Chastain kind of, take advantage of certain situations with Caden Honeycutt. But I believe that this 77 truck has been as good on the takeoffs as Chastain. I don't know how much it's going to fade either one of these trucks and just how much damage is to the 11 truck of Caden Honeycutt.
Honeycutt's battling with Christian Eckes for third. This should have been, man, Honeycutt's race to lose, and he's lost it.
As far as short run to long run speed. The 11 truck we see here, he's definitely a long run truck, but he's only got 16 laps to go.
Corey Heim closing in on him for fourth.
And the 11's problem is he's not third. Right, now he has to protect with Corey Heim, but he's also trying to get this spot from Christian Eckes. So he's going to be trying hard here. But I mean, we're coming to 15 to go. There's still a decent amount of laps in this race, but Caden really has to get going here if he's going to have a shot to run down these top two trucks. They're already 2.5 seconds ahead of this battle.
Yeah, he's dealing with Corey Heim here. Corey ran the top off of turn 4. Just kind of gave him a run there. He gave it a shot. Not quite enough.
Yeah, and I still believe, I mean, you see the left rear quarter panel hanging out at the bumper back there. You see that damage there. I think he got into the wall just hard enough.
Quarter panel
and I know that you're like, oh, he just barely scraped the wall. It doesn't take much with the lips on these front fenders. You see how loose that 11 truck is off of turn 4 right there of Caden Honeycutt. He gets a good run.
Battle going on for third
still. And to your point, Ryan, he's just going to, Eckes is going to make it hard, and it's going to take more time. Because he wants to get his best finish as well.
And it's definitely the hardest I've seen Caden drive this truck all night long. You see him in there working the wheel. The truck's moving along. It's been a pretty calm, cool, collected truck all night long. He's angry.
Oh, he's
angry. He's getting after all he can get right now because he knows he had a shot to win this thing.
With Christian Eckes,
they're going to make some more contact there. You got to be careful with that contact with these right fronts. We've seen it all night long. That contact will blow right front before you know it.
Well, and that's the thing, as a young driver, you definitely have to try to help control his emotions right here. I know you're not in position to win the race and you're mad, but he's led more laps tonight than he has in his whole career. And I think right now, if you're going to finish third or if you're going to run third or fourth right now, you better finish third or fourth because, as you see,
there it goes.
Eckes kind of cut him a break right there. You don't want to finish 30th. That's my point with the 11 truck and getting all the points that you can get.
And now if he gets a late race caution, he's in position to kind of have a chance, right? In that third spot, it'd be tough, but he kind of has a chance. I don't know in 12 laps he can make up 3.7 seconds, though.
And the 91, the 11 here, they're racing for $50,000 in the Craftsman Truck Challenge. So these top two are not eligible because they now
get points in the Truck Series.
But that's why you saw these guys racing so hard. They're racing for a bunch of money right now.
Yeah, and that triple truck challenge is over the next 3 races. You got Darlington, Bristol.
And
so
they're not running Martinsville?
You have the 3 events where you win this one. The next one, you could win $150,000 if you win 2 out of the 3, and you win all 3 of them, you could win $500,000. So great program that NASCAR Craftsman Triple Truck Challenge. So fun to give these guys that opportunity. As the leader crossed the line, we've reached our Craftsman 10 to go. Snuck up on us quick, but it's 10 laps to go in this race, and Ross Chastain is still right there.
Yeah, Carson Hocevar caught that lap truck in a really bad spot off of turn 2. Kind of had a pedal.
Hocevar, 0.4.
Both these guys
is the gap
ripping the fence
between
over
the leaders,
3 and 4.
between the top 2.
Chastain's been able to inch in just ever so slightly, and we saw Carson's truck get really free right in the middle of 1 and 2. So 9 laps to go. These trucks are just going to drive a little bit worse and a little bit worse each lap.
And the thing about a race like this, where you've been trying to take care of your truck
back
all night,
in. This would be Nice Motorsports' 10th win.
To take all that risk. So if you know that the 77 is a little bit better than you, if you're Ross,
half a second.
You're going to put that thing a little bit closer to the wall and entry, a little more throttle through the middle of the corner, and take some chances to be able to try to figure out how to make that much more speed to get to him.
Again, remember, these 2 drivers not racing for points, only for the pride, the win, the money, everything that goes along with it. That's what they're racing for right now, and they don't really care about the risk too much.
3/10.
Ross is doing a good job hanging right there, and we've seen these races at Darlington so many times.
Oh, lap traffic. Justin Carroll and Frankie Muniz up ahead.
Truck can make.
And this is when it becomes difficult. We got two lap trucks
Hosar
right
couldn't
there,
complete
and
the
if you
pass
catch him
on the
in wrong
on the
spot,
33.
like Hosar
That'll let
just did
Chastain
right
close
there,
to him.
It's going to affect the front end of that truck, and he did not clear the 33 truck of Frankie Muniz.
And he's going to lose some momentum right here into turn 1. Ross is going to have a chance.
No,
he's got to try to turn underneath him as
Ross
well.
might be got stuck behind the 33. Lost a lot of
And
time.
your hope right there is that the 33 truck will just get out of the way.
There's the gap.
Being this late in the race, but didn't really affect the distance. It seemed like it stayed pretty close.
The tough part for Ross here, it looks like he's making his speed up against the wall. So is Carson. Like, you got to try to find a different place to do that.
And I feel like right now the 77 truck has all of a sudden gotten a little bit looser.
Good for us. Good for the Katsura. Gaps back below 3/10.
Not sure. It looks like it's coming out of the left rear.
Ooh, almost hit the wall there off of
Sparking? You see the left front's knocked in, but it looks like it's underneath the truck somewhere it's sparking.
Is the shock off of it?
Ooh.
Was that the shock head laying down?
Hosmar cut a little bit to the inside.
Yeah,
Gaps left at 2/10. Here comes
with that 77 truck. It has become incredibly loose. As you see Ross Chastain right up on the back bumper.
Following. Oh, the 77 was the apron there to block.
You can faintly see the sparks coming out of the back of that truck. Good eye, Ryan.
I mean, this is going to be a tough
Nice
pass.
Motorsports' last win was when Ross won here.
Something that shouldn't be hanging, I'm sure.
Might be the track bar.
I mean, if it was the track bar, you'd have a lot bigger moments. See if we can figure this out.
Something sparking on the bottom underside. Ross, oh, it's the wall! Oh, he spins!
Caution.
Hang on here, man. Lock it down. Lock it down. Lock it down. Don't slide back up.
Yeah, whatever it was, it definitely broke into turn 1 and forced Carson to get into the wall and spin.
Well, there, down goes the 77.
Shocker.
He's acting like it nosed in. I was looking at the other box when he wrecked. I'm not sure exactly what happened.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously more happening back there than he probably realizes, but we got a couple replays right here to.
Oh, that's a right front.
Right front problem.
And again, we got to wonder, was there contact? Right, that's been kind of the name of the game here tonight. At some point on that restart, was there a little bit of contact that caused that right front fender to just kind of push on it? I don't think whatever was dragging in the back caused it to hit nose first. You think it would have swapped ends if it was something in the back of the truck? Instead, it kind of nosed in as the right front tire went flat.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, it could be the chain dragging the ground on, that's broke off to keep the rear end from drooping down. It could be. It's hard to tell exactly what is hanging down, but I think you're right. I don't think that had anything to do with this right front tire going down for sure. So you heard Carson talk about this before the race, and
that's not what the Nice team wanted to see.
This is Ross Chastain's team right here.
And then the celebration and the damn it.
Phil Gould right there. He never even had a reaction. He knows that could be him. He's like, I'm not celebrating nothing.
No, it's way too soon to be celebrating. 5 to go. Obviously, we're going to have less than that when this thing goes back green. They're going to have to clearance that right front a little better than that.
But we heard Carson talk about just all the things that have happened to him at the end of these races at this racetrack. He actually had mentioned it in his interview, to start the evening that he had with Austin. So frustrating ends. I mean, he did a great job, and that's never the part that he doesn't do well. He always races hard and puts himself in a position to have a chance. And tonight it was just bad luck. But did another one just break?
No, it's just still that piece sparking back there. Well,
now we're going to have a restart with probably a green-white checkered.
Well, this brings Caden Honeycutt right back into the race.
Right back into it.
Yeah.
Now, this makes me think about choose. What lane are you going to choose?
I'm choosing the bottom.
I think if you're Honeycutt, I think on old tires, we've seen him spinning tires a lot. The outside lane seems to be spinning tires more than the bottom lane, getting up to speed. I think I'm going to have to pick behind the leader. It's always hard not to pick the front row when you're second place. But I think in this case, I would be thinking pretty deeply about, okay, if I can just keep up with Ross through the first corner, maybe I can make a move into one. We've seen that move work a lot, trying to turn underneath him. You know Ross is going to be protecting that. He's going to be really good at protecting that. But I don't know if staying in the outside lane is going to keep you in contention but by the time you get off a 2.
All right.
Well, guys, Tom Brady is back on the field for the Fanatics Flag Football Classic on Fox. It's an all-star studded 3-team round-robin tournament featuring the best in the game. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox. That's pretty cool.
I don't know why they didn't invite us to play. Do you? No? No? Oh, you guys seem to know why. Okay.
Well, I think they know that we would probably be pretty bad.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, we can't catch, we can't throw, can't do much.
You're driving circles really well.
We got a little bit of audio from the 11 truck of Caden Honeycutt.
Reset here, bud. Reset. We still got a race to win here. Or this ours. I ain't gonna let no one take it from us.
Ooh. He's feisty in there.
Caden's a fiery guy.
it.
I mean, every time I've seen him race or been around him, he is a very intense guy.
I like it. And that's what you want, right? You want a driver that's on attack mode right now. It's coming to, you're basically going to have pretty much a green-white checker or so. I mean, it's go time, man. You got to get after it.
All right, well, here are the overtime rules. You got basically a 2-lap shootout. The leader takes the white flag, the next flag ends the race. A caution flag flies prior to the white flag and causes a restart. There are unlimited attempts at that. So we've seen it go both ways. I've seen the truck series when we had 3 green-white checkers get it changed back, or unlimited green-white checkers get it changed back to 1 green-white checker, because at St. Louis we wrecked so many times that we basically ran out of trucks and they had to change the restart rule. But
I wonder what year was that?
I like where we're at in today's world, but it's can go either way. You can see it go green, you can see it go 1 restart after another, so you got to get fired off on each one to try to get that track position that you need, and you're trying to take it away from Ross Chastain. That's not easy.
No, that's not easy, but you know, we just heard Caden Honeycutt. His team did a great job there. You know, they said reset, right? He didn't have quite the best start there prior. He was probably, you know, fired up. His mind wandered. Didn't have a shot to win this race. Caution came out. Reset. You know, and as a driver, that's a great, and especially as a younger driver, like when you have your team tell you to do that, it just gets your brain ready for the next task, right? What is next? What do I need to focus on now? And now it's this restart, right? Okay, big decision coming up as we come to the choose. Where do I want to choose? Do I take the front row? That struggled on the top. Do I take the bottom? You hate to give up the front row, like Joey said, but on used tires, I feel like the bottom is just launched so well. Caden's going to take top.
Whoa. So Christian Eckes.
Chastain, Honeycutt, Eckes,
Ankrum,
Friesen, Bell, Garcia, Enfinger, LaJoy,
I like where he's at.
I mean, that it could go both ways, right? Like if Ross spins the tires and you get a nice steady roll, I think I think what he did a couple restarts ago when the other truck stayed out on old tires, he laid back as far as probably he should without getting a penalty. And I think in this scenario, you got to try to time it so that you guess right going to the restart zone.
And the thing is, I feel like the guy on the top, if he can just stay to the outside of the leader, he's going to win that battle, especially on old tires. But it's just the launch. It's the start-finish line to turn 1 that is really the most important thing right here for the 11 truck. If he can stay outside somehow of him into turn 1, I think he's got a great spot to kind of clamp Ross, get him free. But I feel like if he loses that initial battle and initial launch, it's going to be really tough for him to take the fight.
He could be first win. Ross looking to get Nice Motorsports into double digits.
Well, we got an overtime battle.
That would make Nice Motorsports the 2015 to hit double-digit wins in the Truck
Series. Old tires, old track.
Here we go.
Who's it going to be?
Into the restart zone. Green, white, checkered at Darlington.
You see exactly what he did right there was what we were saying.
Good restart for Ross. Eckes giving him a push forward.
A pretty close restart, but he's still.
He goes for the lead. Oh, anchorman to the wall. Oh, we got a wreck behind. It's against Garcia. Spinning the inside. Caution out.
Looks like the 18 truck had a right front tire down, possibly into turn 1. He went straight as soon as they got to that corner.
Wait, Friesen took Ankrum, Friesen, Garcia.
And that actually could have been a lot worse. I thought they were going to pile up like they did several years ago, where they had 8 or 10 trucks in that wreck. But they did a great job being able to
I remember that. I think it was
only wreck a couple of trucks right there.
Tyler Ankrum, the whole left side's torn off of that one.
LaJoy on pit road with fender damage
See
too.
a lot of trucks getting a lot of damage there. Not many of them spun out, but a lot of them definitely getting some damage. 25 of Corey LaJoy. Got some right side damage.
What the hell?
All right, let's see what happens.
Well, I just realized last one of the.
Yeah, the 18's right front is already flat. You can see it's soft.
One of the leaderboards failed to update for the whole race. What the fuck? Oh, now it's working? Jesus.
Gosh, there's not much you can do there. I mean, for all these trucks behind him. I mean,
yeah, it's been working fine all freaking year.
Tire,
what changed?
Piling in.
Yeah, and he tried to slow up. When he felt the tire, when the truck didn't turn, he tried to slow up a little bit right there. Stacked them up a little bit, but we tore up some trucks, but man, that could have been a lot worse.
I think we got an onboard here from Justin Haley. Look at this. Oh. Lane Riggs here.
Austin?
All right, guys, I'm here with crew chief of the number 45 truck, Phil Gould. You've done all you can do to this point. You've been here, done this with Ross before, so what are you looking for on these restarts, and how fun has it been to have a fast truck tonight?
It's been a lot of fun. It's been it's hard to believe it's been 2 years from this race since we last won one. And yeah, just truck's been really good all night. Ross has done a heck of a job on restarts and keeping track position, and my nerves can't handle any more of these restarts.
Well, best of luck, Phil. Hope he has some good straight drive on this restart.
Phil Gould used to be the car chief on my 29 Goodwrench car back in the day, so
really?
He's been around this sport for a long time. Great human, one of the hardest working people that I've ever been around in my whole career, and that man has the biggest hands you have ever seen in your life. He will demolish you with his hands. Well, the guy that's chasing that 45 truck right there is Caden Honeycutt, who's trying to do something only 12 other drivers have done, score his first career pole and win in the same night. Actually, one of our counterparts tonight,
getting it? No, that's not Tyrell.
Austin Cindric did it back in 2017, CTMP.
Anytime Motorsports Park.
Did you know that?
Yeah, when he wrecked Kaz Grawl on the last lap.
Oh, that's great.
Well, we've had a fun race so far. We're going to do a little recap for you guys. Started early with Ben Rhodes blowing a tire after a little bit of contact up into the wall.
And after that, Christian Eckes put together a great finish to stage one, coming from far behind, and was able to wrap that one up.
Caden Honeycutt with a very fast long run truck tonight, getting stage two, and we've had multiple wrecks after that. We've seen this one that kind of started the cautions that we've now seen a few of after.
Yeah, and you see right there, Lane Riggs was not happy with his decision, and then Carson Hocevar in control of the race, leading the race, has a right front flat tire, and then Rex.
And our most recent cause for the caution was 18, and Tyler Ankrum went to turn 1, had a flat, nothing he can do, and piled in a handful of trucks there behind him.
Well, we had just talked about those overtime tendencies and how they would go, and I've seen it go that way more than I haven't at this racetrack. It's just when you get the opportunity to go down into turn 1 and there's 4 or 5 different lanes, and everybody forgets that they don't have new tires on, and everything that could go wrong can go wrong. That one actually right there was probably not really anybody's fault. It's just a unfortunate flat tire and timing of it.
Yeah, I agree. And so we're going to re-rack them again. And again, you're going to start thinking about the choose. If you're one of these drivers, you're thinking, okay, all right, you know, Chastain, you know, it's a no-brainer. He's going to go to the bottom, but what is Honeycutt going to do? And all some of these other guys, it's going to be a tough call. Austin, you got anything?
Oh, you guys are talking about chooses and launches and all these other things, and Timmy Hill's played a sneaky move. He's got the only new tires in the field. He got up to 14th on that last restart. Could be a fun 2 laps for Timmy Hill here.
Wow.
He's hoping for maybe one more caution. I mean, he's going to be ripping, but he doesn't have much time.
No, he doesn't have much time, but I mean, really what you need is them to get fanned out as quick as possible off of turn 2 to be able to utilize whatever lane that they're not in. I mean, when you get newer tires compared to everybody else at this track, you feel like Superman.
Just needs space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good find, Austin. We did not see that.
It's all those carrots that he ate earlier.
He saw it.
Made his vision really good.
That's what happened.
Superpowers.
This is why I eat a lot of carrots.
Well, here we go. I think we're coming to the choose here. Let's see what the top 4 or 5 trucks do here. Be pretty interesting. So he's going back up to the outside lane. Honeycutt is kind of a replay of what we saw just a minute ago.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be harder for Honeycutt to play the same game that he played last time now that Ross knows what he's trying to do. And I mean, if it was, I would fire as soon as I got to the line, just to try to not let him roll me.
Well, I think Ross recognized that Honeycutt was trying to roll the start, right? He was trying to time him, and Ross went really late in the box last time. He just kind of let him get up there and lift before he went, and Honeycutt did a good job timing it to where he hung okay, right? He got beat on the push more than the actual launch.
And I think he's right on the verge of that roll was, I mean, it was right on the edge
next
of
time by
being
for the
too
second
far.
attempt.
You know, so I think that he did a good job. I'm not saying that he went too far last time. I'm just saying that the game's got to be different from the 45 this time, because I don't think he has any other chance up there of being able to launch with him.
It's the only game he's got.
That's the only game he's got.
And it's scary because how far do you go before NASCAR makes a call? You don't know, right? And it's kind of a sketchy place for a driver to be here.
All right, coming to overtime again. Green, white, checkered.
Green, white, checkered, attempt number 2. Here we go. Last 2 laps at Darlington.
There's the push from Eckes.
Big push again for Ross Chastain. Easily takes the lead. Eckes looking for a spot on the outside. Can't get there. Corey Heim looking for a dive to the inside. Gets up to 5th.
Ross is getting way out there. That's what he wants to see.
Heim diving for 4th now. Might get to 3rd with a run of the inside.
Shot to win this race.
Here they come off of turn 4. White flag. Last lap at Darlington.
He's only got 1 lap to go.
Well, it's a long ways back around at this place on old tires compared to somebody who's got new tires.
Eckes screws it up. Heim up to 2nd.
In 2nd position, coming off of turn 2. Can he chase down Ross Chastain
Doubtful.
down the back straightaway?
He lost a little bit of momentum.
45 roaring down the back straight for the final time, holding up the charge of Toyota's best prospect. He dives to the inside. Can he hold it off of the turn? Yes, he does. Here they come off the turn. Last turn pass. Corey Heim wins it. Darlington.
Corey
Wow.
wins at Darlington.
What a pass.
Wow. That was awesome.
How did he do that? My God.
He came out of
Corey
nowhere.
Heim wins the Buckle Up South Carolina 200. Chastain second, Eckes third, Honeycutt fourth, Mosak fifth, Bell sixth, Enfinger seventh, Rachiro eighth, Hemrick ninth, so Walsh 10th.
And again, right? Heim time. Again, he gets in these trucks and he knows what to do. And he had the opportunity there. I guess at some point he put tires on.
Man,
He started ninth.
Shades of Chase Elliott 2014. Back-to-back wins. Tricon's 27th Truck Series victory, surpassing that of Hendrick Motorsports.
Great driving. Great burnout.
Well, the other thing that it is, it's $50,000 to Corey Heim with the Triple Truck Challenge, so he's scored a little bit of cash to go with that win here at Darlington.
Heim gets the 50,000.
Great night for Corey Heim. 24th career win.
24
in his 91st
wins.
Start.
What's what? Equals Johnny Sauter now? I don't know. Heim time, tapping his watch.
Corey Heim, no full-time ride this year, kind of running some truck races, running some O'Reilly Series races, running some Cup races, as you see right there for 2311. But I've been beating this drum for a couple of years. Kid is ready to go Cup racing. I mean, he's done everything that he can do at
Killer
this
Reimer, his
level.
girlfriend.
Love the way he carries himself. And tonight he put on a show.
One heck of a show. Gonna get the flag to a lucky fan.
Well, let's get it down to Ricky.
Corey Heim talking to David Gilliland here. Corey, where did you come from? That was an unreal finish to this Darlington race. Back-to-back wins for you here. Different team, different crew chief on the box. You had to work hard for this one.
Yeah, I'm out of breath for sure. Man, we had those, set of scuffs laying, and there were 5 laps fresher than everyone else's. I was like, I mean, it's worth a shot. I don't think we can win from where we're at, and damn, sure enough, I just felt like I made all the right moves, made it 3 wide into 3 there coming to the white, and bombed it off in there on Ross. I was shocked he gave me the bottom like that with fresher tires, but I'm so out of breath. But thankful for Chicon Garage. Glad we could get this number 5 Tundra in victory lane. I didn't even know I was racing this race until 3 weeks ago. Frontline came aboard and helped me out with this deal. So I love racing. I love winning, and just drove the crap out of it, and it worked out.
Man, that was an exciting finish for us. I guess my next question is, are you going to talk these guys into letting you run for another Triple Truck Challenge? That was 50 grand to you.
Oh my
and
God,
the boys.
he could do it.
Got another one in you?
I would absolutely love to if they'd have me back. We'll see. Hopefully, Frontline, really anyone who wants to come on board, I don't care. I just want to drive the thing. So that was awesome. Just had a blast. I love Darlington. I love racing, and just want to do it more often.
Well, cool. Thanks for putting on a show. Congrats to you and your guys. Man, what a race. That was an exciting finish, something that I did not see happening on that last restart there.
Yeah, I'm here with Ross Chastain. Obviously, did everything right. We talked a ton about the launch, all the restarts.
Anyway, that does it for
gamesmanship,
today. Holy crap. Tomorrow, we have the O'Reilly Auto Parts race, as well as several other important racing events. And the biggest one being the 12 Hours of Sebring. We have the Formula E race in Madrid. Let's see, Smart Tour at South Boston. And the dirt races. But thanks to everyone who showed up today. Hope you enjoyed. See you guys tomorrow. BowserJrXD signing off. Have a good one.